Alright. Again, ladies, sorry for the delay. Holiday weekend, you know how it goes. Little quick recap of last week's games first. Just as I suspected, the Bengals put it on the Steelers in Cincinnati, putting the rest of the AFC North in their rearview mirror. Great game, Dion. Then we had New Orleans going to Carolina. The Panthers beat the Saints, penciling themselves into the top spot in the NFC South. Great job. And then we had Arizona traveling to Washington. The Redskins came out on a mission, and that mission was to prove they belong on top. Mission accomplished. Great job, Johnny Cash. And my big flop, my prediction was Buffalo by 17. Thanks for making me look like a dumbass, Javon. I was thinking after an 8-touchdown performance in Week 1, you'd be able to find the holes in that Giants defense, but man, was I wrong. G-Men defense, too strong. Hold up. 42-28. Yikes. Alright, our first game of the week brings together two top NFC teams. The Carolina Panthers sit at 2-0, going to Washington to play the Redskins, who also sit at 2-0. The Panthers bring a stifling defense, but with that, dare I say, pathetic offense, will their D be enough to keep RG3 and Percy Harvin down long enough to get a lead? The answer to that question we found out was no, not even close. Washington wins the turnover battle 2-1. Third down conversions 6-2. RG3 throws for 293 yards, 3 touchdowns with a 78 completion percentage. He also was the leading rusher in this game. His favorite target was Percy Harvin with 12 catches for 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. Man, where were those Carolina linebackers at this week? Great game, Johnny Cash. Way to stay up top. Alright, our second game of the week has two consistent wildcard contenders over in the NFC matching up here in an early season battle that could end up with major playoff implications. The Saints are bringing that super team once again, led by Cam Newton and an endless supply of superstars on the defensive side of the ball, while the Philadelphia Eagles try to match them score for score with the lightning-fast Deshaun Jackson and Jeremy Maclin, complemented nicely by the elusiveness of Shady McCoy. Star Eagles linebacker said earlier this week, yeah, they have great players, but they're soft. Wait till I smack Cam in his face for the first time when he crosses that line of scrimmage. I bet he thinks twice before he does it again. Michael Kendricks, wow, what a mouth on him. There you have it, folks. Will it be the strong arm of Cam Newton and the fierce defense of the New Orleans Saints, or will the lightning-fast speed offensively and defensively for the Eagles prove to be the difference? We shall see. Good luck. Our third game of the week brings us over to the AFC, where the unstoppable Tennessee Titans go to Foxborough this week to test their strengths versus a consistent division winner in the New England Patriots. The Patriots offense is usually firing on all cylinders, but after the flop they had last week versus the New York Jets, I'm a bit concerned for them this week. Titans offensive coordinator was heard saying their defense isn't strong enough to hold us back. They better figure out how to put some points on the board this week, or we will run away with this one. Man, those are some strong words, but how can you blame him for his cockiness? The Titans have put up 1,100 yards in their first 2 games. That New England defense is going to have to show up this week, because I don't think their offense can keep up. Good luck, Brewski. This game was considered for Game of the Week, but after the 49ers' 0-2 start and the Cardinals' mishap versus Skins, the only people this has significance to are the people in the NFC West. And we're all pretty sure the Cards are a pretty big favorite in this one anyway. Another close call here. We considered this game for the Game of the Week with the streak the Browns have been on after beating the Steelers at the end of the season last week and starting 2-0 this year. But I was a bit too quick to jump on the bandwagon. Dion let him know his place real quick. 41-24. Yikes.